This is the first time also our oval link necklace, multi-oval link necklace is on sale. It was originally $79.95. And it's fun because now we get to talk about rose color in here too. So of course we've seen the yellow, we've seen the white. And you really do a fabulous job with your colorings. You know, doing obviously I sell a lot of jewelry and fashion jewelry. You have to be careful because sometimes it can be, you know, way too yellow. It can be just almost have that fakey look to it. But this is, you can match up with your
I
real
often
gold.
do, because you commented on it, and I often do it. Like it's on this ring of mine, which is an old piece. I don't even know if we have any more, but it's got a patina to it. Why do I do that? Because it's not real gold, right? I don't want it to look scratchy. Right? And pieces will. I don't know. I do dishes. I do everything with my rings on, which I shouldn't. And so I find that when I give these pieces a patina finish, they never look, they just, you notice the shape, you notice they're organic, you notice their construction, but you don't look at them and think, oh, this, you know, this doesn't work, or this is not the right color, and I want to fix this one.
Or it's not going to match back with their pieces you might already have.
Correct. Now, this has a history behind it. So many, many years ago, I was on a set. I was doing a pilot for ABC, and we had a really challenging actress on the set, and she was making me crazy. And in fact, she was making grown men cry. And so...
Oh, you must tell me who later.
I will tell you later. And I needed something to do because I wanted to, like, stab her or leave or quit. And I took up jewelry making, and I took wire and I started wrapping wires, and I started making hoops with wires, and I started selling jewelry on the set. My mother said, only you can be on a set making this TV series and then you get a sub business going. Yeah. But all the guys working late nights, you know, they brought their wives home nice presents because we did work late nights. But this piece is reminiscent of one of the first pieces I did, because it is just simple wire. I'm telling you exactly what this is made out of. It's simple wire that is brought together, and it's the kind of piece that I made then. With just using wire, because I had to learn. It's a lot like with apparel. I mean, you know, I had to Google my entire career. In fact, I couldn't even thread my sewing machine that I bought when I started this business.
And look at you now. I mean, my goodness.
But this came from wire wrapping, and so these are very light wires. That's all they are, held together by little joiners in a way. But what it does do is it fills things in nicely, right?
It does.
Even on a piece like this, it fills it in really nicely, and that leaves you room. If you don't like a lot of bold, a piece like this with some bold, you know, you can take a bolder ring, or you can take a bolder earring, or you can, you know, so it's about balance on what will work for you. But this goes back to my
original days.
Yeah, no, really, before this was ever a thought.
And it's one of the original ways of making jewelry. Yeah. You know, so
wire wrapping.
Right. And you don't see it often in a multiple look like this. And if you want that rose, I just have a quick update. I have about 100 of those remaining. They're on their way to selling out. Sometimes you do the rose as an option, not always.
Do it.
Right, and I love it. I think it's such a beautiful, especially, you know, in fashion jewelry, something maybe you don't traditionally, maybe you're more of a gold girl or white girl, whatever it might be, but let this, especially at sale price, try this as one of those fun pieces. And I remember it was Joan Boyce. I remember, if you remember Joan.
Do I remember? I talked to Joan not long ago.
Oh my gosh, she's just the love of my life.
I miss her so much.
I know, but she was her who convinced me one time, it was years ago, and we were on air, and I was wearing one of her fashions. She had a rose piece, like a sweater, and she's like, "Oh my, you wear rose, right?" And I'm like, "Not often, but you definitely do in jewelry, right?" And I'm like, "No."
And
anyway,
when Joan questions you, you kind of feel like, I'm so sorry. I know. I apologize.
But she was so right, and it was her hoop earrings that I, you know, still to this day love wearing.
She has great taste.
Anyway, but it took that. You know, and so I love it, and I love it. It's a softer look, it's a different feel, different colors.
And you know what? It's great with one of, you know, Victoria's white blouses.
Yes.
A pair of light wash jeans. And then you take a piece like this, and it just ups it. It's that contradiction, that high-low thing which the French do so beautifully.
Yes, yes.
French, one of the things I learned, I lived in Paris for over 20 years, and one of the things I learned is that they have the secret of high-low dressing, taking a little tea and putting it with a tuxedo.
Oh,
you know, that kind of
yeah.
Well, that's what you can do with some of these pieces.
I get it. Okay, so we have more in the color blocking designs that we're going to talk about. Another suite. That's another thing I like when possible in Marla's collection.